Yesterday, I went for a cortisol day curve. I was diagnosed with Addisons disease in 2014. Due to a few house moves, I actually have a new endocrinologist. So I requested a day curve as I haven't had one in a while, just to make sure that I'm taking the right replacement dose. So what is Addison's disease and or adrenal insufficiency? It depends on whether it's your adrenal glands or your pituitary gland that is not functioning correctly. Both my pituitary and adrenal glands are atrophied, and this was confirmed by an MRI and CT scans. The adrenal glands and pituitary gland are part of our body's endocrine system and are responsible for key hormones in the body, such as cortisol and aldosterone. Adrenaline is probably the most commonly known hormone that is produced by these glands. Cortisol is regularly referred to in some texts as the hormone of life, and it's produced in the adrenal glands, which are positioned by our kidneys just above them. Most days it can feel like you're being kidney punched repeatedly, and many people wrongly presume that cortisol is bad as our bodies produce it in response to stress, and too much over a long prolonged period is bad for you. But equally so, if the body doesn't produce enough cortisol, it can be life-threatening. The aim is an equilibrium, a balance of the hormone, so that it follows and falls in line and flows with the circadian rhythm. Cortisol in the right quantities is essential to our body's function, from blood pressure and blood sugar to inflammation and melatonin levels. Addison's disease, secondary and primary insufficiency, can lead to something called an adrenal crisis, and that can be triggered when the body is put under stress, whether physical, mental or emotional, and it is life-threatening. So basically, with the cortisol day curve, I've got to stay in the hospital all day. So I got here at 8:30 this morning, and I'm going to be here till 6 o'clock this evening, and I get blood taken every couple of hours. So it usually starts in the morning with a base reading. So they take that before you take your morning steroids, and then they retest after your steroids about an hour and a half, 2 hours after, and then it continues like that through the day, before and after each blood test, so that you can see what the body's doing and what your cortisol levels are like, and can make sure that you're taking the right amount of steroids. Because obviously we're meant to have a maintenance dose each day, and a lot of it is guesswork, because without these blood tests there's no way to know what your cortisol levels are day to day. They change, they fluctuate. That's the human body. So this is just to make sure that I'm taking the right amount of steroids for me. It's not a fun day. It's draining. I'm absolutely knackered. And I'm only 3 blood tests in and I'm already knackered. Proper drains me, it really does. But I've got 2 hours till the next one now, so I thought I'd come get some sunshine while I can, because I mean, they've already got the bed set up for me. I know I'm going to end up knackered this afternoon and just wanting to sleep the afternoon away. So yeah, I thought I'd come get some sunshine while I could, and I'd explain to you what the process was. So a crisis can actually be caused by infections and illness, surgery, dehydration, shock, and even intimate relations if cortisol drops too low during that process. The signs of nature popping up. Spring arriving. It's nearly in bulk. And you can tell. Hospital are meant to be turning all this into a wild garden area. So you can see some of the daffodils coming up. Just the time of year. It's lovely. There's quite a few on this middle patch here. I can't be bothered walking back over, I'm too lazy. But there are some showing themselves to us. And I just think that's a beautiful sign. You can tell we're a few days away from Rimbo. Some lovely lilies there, and you can tell that the lilies from the shape of the leaves and the way they are. Probably a daylily or something like that, you can't really tell at this stage, I don't think. But they're definitely lilies. How cute. Symptoms of an adrenal crisis are varied, and I've been in a coma before now, and I'm very lucky to still be here. Headaches, backache, thigh pain, weakness, fever, low blood pressure, vomiting, diarrhea, unconsciousness, psychosis, coma and sudden death. Crises can come on in seconds, and we carry emergency medications on us at all times. We are also steroid dependent, as without replacing the cortisol our glands don't produce, we would die. About 9,000 people in the UK have Addisons disease. Primary adrenal insufficiency is when the body's own immune cells attack and destroy the adrenal glands, and other causes can be infection of the glands, cancer and surgical removal of the glands. Secondary adrenal insufficiency is different to primary, though the same symptoms and risks are there. This is caused when the pituitary gland is unable to produce ACTH, so the adrenal glands don't get the message to secrete cortisol. Hypothalamic disease can be another cause, and long-term steroid medication for other diseases, and Cushing's disease as well, which is a benign ACTH producing tumour in the pituitary gland, which is surgically removed. Adrenal disease is not adrenal fatigue, and it is actually a life-threatening condition. The treatment is lifelong steroids to replace the missing hormone cortisol, as we would die otherwise, and the body can't survive without it. And the aim is to take a replacement dose, but unlike diabetes, there's no way to daily monitor our cortisol levels, so it's pretty much guesswork. Every few years we'll have a cortisol day curve, like myself today, to monitor those levels, and then we can work out the correct replacement dose. My left vein actually gave up the go, so we had to switch to the right arm for the last one. God, that bit of the hospital looks dead spooky. It's only 5:30. I've got one more blood test left to go. I've had about 6 by now. Feels endless, and I'm knackered. Absolutely knackered. I just want to go home to bed now. And I've had Addisons for over a decade now. I've been in a coma, spent 18 weeks in hospital after that, and I probably had about 16 crises in total. So I'm now waiting for my lift. Running slightly late. But I'm just going to sit here and have a little chill. Well, a big chill, it's cold. But I still wait, but I'm all done now. I'm absolutely knackered. My vein gave up the go on the last blood test, unfortunately, so they had to swap to the other arm. So, but at least I've got matching war wounds now. That's one thing, isn't it? And it should take like a week or two for me to get the results back as well. But yeah, so that was a day having a synactin test with me.